Long flight, stayed on strange time.
Hey, what's up, YouTube fam, Crackers Gang, dollstagram, Instagram, everybody. What's poppin'? It's your girl Dottie for you. And I have been trying to document everything and share with y'all. What's up, Lady Cope and the crew? What's up, Deuce? Oh my God, Deuce, I'm about to... I was just going back and watching some of the videos and stuff. And I just appreciate you. Like, I really do. I mean, I appreciate all y'all, but like, Deuce... I'm gonna have to pull my Deuce doll back out. Like, my Deuce doll gonna have to make an appearance, okay? My Deuce doll's gonna have to make an appearance. So... I'm working on some stuff. I'm trying to figure out the best way to get these stories together so that those of you who are just jumping in can understand what's going on with the character development and stuff of my characters from my doll stories. So, and I said, let me get on for a second and then kind of discuss yes, kind of discuss the process. That way, if anyone else is thinking about doing it, like I feel like I just feel in my spirit it's gonna help somebody. So I'm like, okay, let me just share. What's up, son? My son is on here. Hey, Ali. So one thing that you should be doing if you're not already doing and you have doll stories is, I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. For those who just joined me, I got a lot of new followers. You should definitely be hashtagging your post. If you don't know what I'm talking about, let me explain. So you know how at the bottom of a post, you will see a number sign and then da-da-da-da-da-da-da, right? So if you have doll stories and you want people to be able to like keep up with your doll stories and stuff, use a hashtag. Make one up. That's the best thing that I can tell you to do. Of course, you want to use... Let me backtrack. You want to use ones that are going to get your stuff seen, because your hashtags is how people are going to find you. And, you know, that's how they find you, of like saying, okay, I like doll stories. So you could use hashtag doll stories. And if you look that hashtag up, there's tons of people using the hashtag doll stories. And all of them should be doll stories, right? Hey, Dollish World. And you already know this because I've talked to you about this too. So you want to make sure that you hashtag doll stories. Another one I use every time is dollstagram. But that one is really growing. And I'm trying to figure the whole algorithm thing out. It's really wacky right now. It was really working really well, and now it's not really working really well. As far as being able to search, though, it does still work. So if you use hashtag dollstagram, then everything that has hashtag dollstagram will come up, and yours will be in that list of all these thousands of people who use that. So people who are looking for, they say, oh, I just want to see dollstagram stuff. When they hit that, they'll see your stuff and everybody else's that's like that. And it's very important that you do that if you want it to be seen. Yes, definitely take notes. This is a time where I want you to take notes. So in doing that, I'm glad that I have been hashtagging the whole time, because I understood what it was in the beginning. And it's okay. If you're just now starting to do it, it's fine. But I would suggest, if you have doll stories, that you make up your own hashtag. And this is why. When I very first started doing my doll stories, I decided to do, I think I used 1/6 Street Stories. And then when I did the collaborative doll story that I wanted us all to do together, I used the Doll Wives of IG. So if you look at Doll Wives of IG, you'll see all collective stories of people who I'm hoping it should make sense that we're all kind of interacting and talking back and forth through the characters. That was the whole point. And like, hopefully moving forward, we can continue to do that and do it a little bit more. So it's like, I kind of want our characters to like know each other, be familiar with each other. And then I try to drop printables and stuff so that they can have like spaces that they meet at. And it can be like, oh, you know, my doll, we can say, you know, my main doll is Thomasine. We can say, oh, Thomasine was at, you know, the ice cream shop today, and she ran into, you know, my Dollish World's character, and they discussed whoop-de whoop-whoop. And then when you look at the hashtags, it'll all make sense, right? So what I'm doing right now, and what made me get on here and tell y'all is like, because I did that. So now that I want to go back and make it so that I can make a video explaining the backstories of what people may have missed, because I use the hashtags from the very beginning, it's very easy for me to find my stuff now. Because right now, I want to, from this point on, start moving forward with just posting my doll stories on one page. But because I didn't do that before, every time I post, it would all be lost in the sauce. It would be hard for me to find just the stories. If I say, I just want to see what my doll stories are doing so I can go back, and if someone wanted to go back and just read them, they can do that. But now, because I just want to go back and put it all together in one video, or probably won't make it in one video because I have a lot of posts. Put it in a series of videos and just put my videos of my reels and things like that. Because I hashtagged it like that, it's making it extremely easy for me to do it. I can literally hit BAMP 16th Street stories, and all those stories are going to come up. And then I can take that and I can move that into explaining now and using my pictures, because that's the point. Got all these pictures, and if I can't use them, it's pointless, right? For your doll stories. So now I can use those pictures. I can put them all together, and then I can say blah 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 blah, this happened with this character, and this happened on this day, and da da da. And if you hit recent, it should actually give it to you in chronological order, with the first most recent one at the top and the oldest one at the bottom. So hopefully this is helpful for someone who is, you know, already in the game or just getting started. If you're doing doll stories and they're public, again, let me really stress this: if you have a private page, it's not going to work. It'll work for helping you keep up with them, but like for as far as like people who follow you, who don't follow you, people who follow you, the hashtags will work for. But people who don't follow you, they won't be able to see any of your posts because your posts are private. And that's fine. There's a lot of pages who decided to make their posts private because they may have some little bit more mature scenes and things of that nature, and they're scared of, people reporting their page, because it does happen. Hey girl, it's Jackie. You're brilliant. Thank you for sharing this. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. You're so sweet. Thank you. But I just want to share stuff with y'all that I didn't know in the beginning, or that I figured out that some of you may not know. Some people don't know. And I would hate for you to be doing all this, and then further down the line, you kind of start to figure it out, and then you're like, dang, I wish I would have did that from the beginning. And then, it's like, dang, I can't now because it's too late. Or you can, but it's going to take you a long time to go back. So, example. All right, so when I started, I used 16th Street stories, right? And no one else was using that. That's why I picked that. Eventually, people started to see it, and they started to use it too, because they were just like, oh, okay, maybe this is just for 1/6 scale doll stories. So, and that's fine. But so it says top is going to show, it shows in order of the amount of likes, right? And then if I hit recent, then it's going to show from the most recent post to the oldest. Hey, Unicorn Moon, right? So it has my most recent post that I used that hashtag with. And that one was posted on March 31st. That was the last time I used that hashtag. So there it is. We have Elise, and I have my little caption there. Elise in her new room and all that good stuff. And then if I scroll down, I'm going to scroll down so y'all can see like how long ago I started doing this. We're going to scroll all the way down. Look at this. There's 100 posts that I used that hashtag on. So imagine if I hadn't used that hashtag, I would have to go through all of my posts and then try to figure out which ones are stories and which ones aren't. And that's really Very time consuming. So because I did that, bam, the very first time I ever used that hashtag is right here. Okay. And this is a whole doll story. Now it ain't long either, but what I can do now is I can take these pictures that I took. This is from 2020. Look at that. July 27, 2020. And it just said this was the very first time that I introduced these two characters. And it just says Stoney's best friend just came by to see her. These two are always up to something. Right now it's the next big money scheme, because I was like planning to do a whole story about how they were going to rob a bank. All kinds of craziness, right? So I was kind of setting things up for that. So this was that house. I don't have that house anymore. And I don't really play with those dolls anymore. But even still, hey, Pink Diva. But even still, I can still use these now. And see how they were looking on the computer and trying to decide what they were going to do. They're like plotting and planning. But so now I have that. And then the next post is the same thing. Right? And we just can keep on going. And I can now use these and explaining who these characters are. Because after I stopped kind of doing the videos, I started just posting on Instagram. So I'm so like, I was just sitting here like, thank God I did that, because I would have to go through all of these posts to figure out where these pictures are. And so now they're here. And again, I think I've gotten 2 new phones since then. So these pictures would be gone if I hadn't posted them. So I'm going to use these pictures and tell that story. And then I'm trying to think of the best way to do that. So what I'll probably do is get these pictures, put them in a video, like a slideshow, and then do a voiceover and just explain, you know, the story or whatever. And then see, there's another character, and this was this cool dial I did of a cafe and stuff. And so it's like, if I hadn't did that hashtag, it would be hard to find this. Okay, so there's my bar scene. That was 2 years ago, right? So yeah, I just wanted to share that little tidbit with y'all. And yeah, so see, I did all that. You don't want to be doing all this stuff for nothing. That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's fun to get it out your system and all that stuff, but if you want to like share, and there's some people, like, even if you just have a couple of people who are following your stories, you want to make sure that it, like, they can keep up with it. So try to think of a hashtag that works for you, and something you can remember, and use that hashtag every single time you post your stories. And that way it's easier for us to keep up with as the readers, and it's easier for you to keep up with as the author, director, whatever you want to call yourself. And then yeah, so that's all I wanted to say. And hope everyone's having a great day. And if this video is helpful for you, or you think this might be helpful for someone else, then please share. Please like this post. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next video. Okay? Bye.